talk about work and the times we missed, old friends, new laughs, things we can't resist. The funny things people say, the craziest sights. Life's better when it's shared every Saturday night. We talk about just near anything, laughing about the little things. Leave religion at the door, but we'll pray for you. Politics might sneak in when the world ain't true, but mostly it's just friends, me and you. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, don't be late. Come for the fun and leave a little late. Life's too short, don't you know? Gather around, let the good times flow. We talk about just near anything, laughing about the little things. Leave religion at the door, but we'll pray for you. Politics might sneak in when the world ain't true, but mostly it's just friends, me and you. Saturday nights, they feel so right. A little laughter, a little light. So join us now, it's time to begin. Every Saturday night, let's all jump in.
Hi guys, how we doing? All right, so we're going to kind of touch on something we talked about last week, was the working for a Walmart Spark. But before I get into that, I got another special announcement. I just learned about this one today. Our friends Missy and Eric over at Tilda K Homestead are going to be stop producing regular YouTube videos, which I understand. And I'll explain my reason why. They will continue to keep giving updates on their videos or in video for what they're doing at the homestead and all that stuff like that. But the reason why they're going to do it, and I fully understand this, is that it takes too much time. And this is why, I'm remodeling my house. My house is a 1900 farmhouse. It takes too much time to set up cameras, to get the right view, to show different parts of the projects and things like that. Every project that you do that should take 20 minutes will take an hour, because not only do you have to worry about camera angles and all that, you also have to worry about going in and doing the editing and all that whatnot. And so, yeah, it takes a lot of extra time. And if you've only got one camera, it takes even more time. I was just watching Spicer Design. Kyle's a friend of mine. And he uses 3 or 4 cameras at a time, so he can always get different angles of what he's doing. That's a lot of expense. I don't know if anybody knows about this, but go price a GoPro camera. I have a GoPro 10. I have 2 GoPro wannabe cameras. One of them has absolutely no audio, which is okay, because as long as one has audio, the others work fine. They get the video part of it. But I also have a very expensive Kodak. I have a very expensive Conan. And these cameras aren't cheap by any means, and I do have cheap cameras. I have some really cheap cameras that I love. My favorite one, I don't remember the name of it, but it's a little tiny thing that I bought for $20, and that's my go-to camera for almost all the video that I do. Yeah, I didn't poop on that one, did I? But yeah, so I can fully understand that. I can fully understand it. The time that it takes to actually get into the editing programs and go through a lot of video and figure out what you want to show and splice together the different angles of the camera views and all that stuff. It just takes a lot of time. And I don't know. I agree with that 100% for them, because they have a lot of work to do. They don't have a lot of time to work on it. So keep Eric and Missy in your hearts if you watch them. I will. All right, so now we'll move back onto the Amazon Spark thing. When I first started doing this, I thought I really knew Amazon. Amazon. Yeah, I know Amazon. Don't get me wrong on that. I just bought a brand new computer from them today. my seed house computer took a crap. Well, it didn't take a crap. It just got really slow. But I thought I knew Walmart like the back of my hand. I shop there all the time. I know where to go to find the things that I'm looking for, you know. The problem with that is that I know what I'm looking for me. I don't know what I'm looking for my customers that are on Amazon Spark for me to go shop for them to find the items. So here's a trick about Walmart. If you ever use the Walmart app to go look for an item, you type in the item that you're looking for, and they will tell you it's in this aisle, this section, and then on this module. Okay. I knew the aisles, kind of. Didn't know them really well, but I kind of knew them. You know, if I want bread, I know where to go find the bread. Well, the bread actually turns out to be at my local Walmart, aisle AB. That's fine. Okay, I know where to go find bread. I did not know that aisle AC starts at the very front of the store when you first walk through the doors and circles all the way around from the very front of the store around where all your vegetables and stuff are. It goes past the deli and it goes all the way around and it continues all the way to the other end of the milk aisle. That's the outside refrigeration units. And I was like, okay, but then you have to learn what's called sections. I have a cousin that's a manager at Walmart, or was a manager. I don't know what she's now, but she was a front end manager. And I said to her, I says, how do I know where I'm looking for an item? And she says, well, this is your aisle. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm in the aisle. You know, I was in like A6 or something like that, holiday candy or whatnot. And I says, I know I'm in this aisle and I know I'm in the right aisle, but I don't know what the sections are. And she pointed to the top run of all the shelves through Walmart have section numbers on them. Every section has a number on it. Like you get one rack of shelves, that rack of shelves is one section. And they always start from the center of that aisle and go towards the back. So you always start at number one and work your way back. Same thing with AB, except for AB starts at the front, works its way down one side, circles around and goes back up the other side. So that one's kind of weird. But I was able to find a loaf of bread that I never would buy myself based on that system. And then it goes into modules. And to find out what module you're looking for, on every sticker, on every shelf sticker in that aisle, there's a module number. So if you're looking for item A3, section 2, module 15, well, you go to aisle A3, you find section 2, and then you look at the module numbers, you see which way they're running. Most of the time they go top to bottom, but not always. And you go to that and you just start working your way down. And when you get to that actual module number, that's the only item you're going to find in that module on that section in that aisle. That was a cool learning experience. Now I started doing this stuff, you know, making $30 an hour, but it was just before the holidays. And hi, shorthanded, how we doing? I started doing this just before the holidays, and my thinking was, wow, this is good money, $30 an hour, my average, you know, out of working 12 hours. I'm not too sure that it's going to change after the holidays, to be honest. They wanted me to work yesterday. We got hit with a snowstorm yesterday. Ain't no way. They wanted me to work the day before yesterday. It was 18 degrees outside. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going out and freezing my butt off on this one. Sorry. You know, the roads were a little bit on the icy side because of the temperatures. And then we got all that snow. I had about 6 inches of snow plowed today. So I was like, yeah, today would have been a good day, but no, today's not a good day. So I'm going to do it tomorrow. And I'll probably do it Monday as well, because Monday's supposed to be decent weather. After Monday, all bets are off. We're talking possible blizzard conditions and really cold temperatures. I don't know if you guys watch Ryan Hall at all, but Ryan Hall, yeah, he puts out probably the best weather that I've seen anything on any channels or anything else. He's a YouTube guy, and he runs the All Squad. So wherever there's like tornadoes and stuff, the All Squad will actually send trucks down there with supplies and stuff. So he's got a really cool program going on. But he's the most accurate that I've ever watched. So I trust Ryan Hall. And he told me today that tomorrow is going to be a good day. It's supposed to be about almost 40 degrees tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, it's supposed to maybe rain a little bit or whatever. That'll help melt some of our snow. Right now, I've got a snowbank in front of my driveway that if I were thinking about it, I would have told my snowplow guy, hey, shove that back into the yard so when I go to pull out of my driveway, I don't have to pull halfway into the road to see the other direction because I can't see over the snowbank. But it is what it is. But then Monday's supposed to be, halfway presentable again. I don't remember what the temperatures were going to be, but I think they were around 35 to 39. And then Monday night, going forward, boy, them temperatures are going to be doing what they call a dead drop. And it's happening right now down in Arkansas, and it's going to work its way up to Ohio tomorrow night. And then by Monday, it's going to work its way into New York. So I'm not going to be pushing after Tuesday to do much with that, but we'll see what happens. All right. So now that I've gone through all that, I don't know who Goofy is, but I think I have an idea. So we're gonna invite Goofy onto the stage real quick here. And if it's not who I thought it was, I'm sorry. Because most of the people that I play with on here are not Goofy. Oh, Troy, I hope your computer issues didn't go like mine did today. I had to restart a computer out in my seed house, and that thing took 15 minutes to restart. And I was like, yeah, that's not acceptable. And I had to do it twice. So I was like, nope, go buy a new computer. $600 later. All right, let's see who Goofy is. State your name.
It's Greg. It's Greg.
All right. Okay. Greg, I'll be honest with you. I was on Dale and Anna's channel one night as a moderator, and somebody came on that nobody knew, and they allowed them on, and it bothered me.
Oh, really?
It bothered me so bad I made a video, and I'm no longer a moderator of their channel because they didn't like the video I made about it.
Really?
Oh yeah. This guy was on there whacking off on their channel, and their Christian channel, and they blamed the moderators for it. I was like, we're not the ones that invite people onto the stage.
Wow.
We had no control over it. We as a moderator, you control only what's being said in the chat.
Right.
But they got mad at the moderators, and I put a video out about it. I didn't mention their name, but everybody knew who I was talking about. And they watched it, and they got mad at me. And I was like, well, grow up. So anything exciting going on after Christmas for you? Or during Christmas?
Just building the apartment downstairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For my stepson, his wife, and the baby.
How's that coming around?
We got the room, their bedroom almost done. I got the baby's room built. Once I finish their room, I'm gonna do the bathroom. Because we've got the toilet, but the emaciating pump,
right,
will be here Monday. And then I have to do a shower. And then the living room is going to be where my office was.
Okay.
And then the kitchen will be behind it. So
do you need help?
No, Gina's been helping me. Can't you see her sleeping over there? Oh, she just woke up. Gina's been helping me, and my stepson Jacob, he's been coming to help.
Okay.
So we're moving right along. Most of it's built. It's just I have to sheetrock and everything. We started doing the sheetrock yesterday, and
I have a sheetrock sander.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of taking my time, but kind of in a hurry. You know what I mean? I, g-
right?
I can't do much like I used to be able to because of my back, but
I have the one 9-inch sheetrock sander,
oh yeah.
and it connects directly to a vacuum hose, so you can cut down on all the dust and all that stuff.
Well, I bought the low dust mud, so
All right.
well,
Have you
I have. Go ahead.
have you ever heard of what they call mud skip?
Yes.
Mud skip is awesome. I actually
Yeah.
have a bag of that sitting out in my dining room right now on top of a 5 gallon of mud that's probably not any good anymore. I bought the mud when I bought the house. That was,
Yeah.
6 years ago. So I'll probably just throw that one into the garbage can and just go buy another one because I'm pretty sure, if you've had that kicking around for a while,
Yeah. It
it
only.
actually it starts growing wood chips inside of it, or what
Yeah.
look like wood chips, and it's no good. And this
Yeah.
one's been around for 6 years, so I'm pretty sure it's just time to say, okay, well, we'll buy another one. I'm not
Yeah.
ready to use it yet anyway, so I'm not real concerned.
Right. Yeah. No, I put a video out the other day with some of it in there. Um, I have some more video. I
Sure.
haven't been I haven't been filming in the process, just showing clips of it, what I've done and stuff like that.
Share
You know,
share a link. Share a link in the chat. That way everybody else can see it.
let me see. I, I'm all new at this. Let's see. If they just look for the at life with G&G. Hey Troy.
There he is.
How
He
are
just
y'all?
magically appeared.
Yeah.
He's like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. But Greg, I'm listening to you.
I'm here. I'm just going to my YouTube here to see if I can't.
I invited Gumby to join us just because it's after the holidays and he had to spend most of it alone, well, part of it alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
And
actually, I invited Lauren. Probably
okay, cool.
about 45 minutes.
On and
ago.
go.
Yes.
Yeah,
But I know
making
they are really busy right now. So.
All right. I think I got it. We rookies.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, that's to the video. I titled it, "Man, it's dark down here. Am I alone?" So, but I'm gonna put. I did some more videos or some more filming of what it is now. Last night, I'm gonna do a little bit more clip in the morning, and then I'll probably put that out and go from there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool. Actually, I put out 3 videos the other day.
I seen the one of you popping off the truck box. I was waiting to see you fall off with it.
I was too. Well, as soon as I flipped it over, and I was like, "Oh crap! How do I get down from here now?"
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
The frame rails of the truck. I was like, "I can't do this." That's.
I was waiting to see you jump, and I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna do a roll."
That was that was my first instinct, and it's like, no.
I was expecting when he got it off and he did that last final roll to push it away from the truck.
Yeah,
I expected you to go right down with it. I was watching that going, yep, his footing is not good.
no. But it was
that would be my ammo.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I did figure out one thing though. Of course, I love the nephews to death and everything, and that's of course, and they're school 17 years old. They can't come whenever they promise to, and I was like, I figured out make a video and post it on Facebook. Their parents will send them kids running.
Heck yeah.
Then I get chewed out like 2 days later, but
2 days later.
but it was great. The kids they took it like a chip on their shoulder. Drake came up and made that video for YouTube, and
I thought it turned out awesome.
yeah, he should have better worded the front part that said you can't count on the nephews. And he could have done it a little bit better, but I didn't see it until after it was posted. So,
well, what got me going was that you had a camera angle, and then you had to get back off the truck to get the second camera angle.
yeah,
that's a lot of work. That's what I was just talking about with like Eric and Missy.
yeah.
I understand. Told K Homestead. I understand why they aren't going to be doing any videos. It takes twice as long to do anything. If you have to do everything twice or 3 times, you'd be able to reset the camera angle.
Yeah. And actually, Drake wanted to edit all that out. And I said, no, leave it in there.
Yeah.
And because actually, I had got one of them, what them called a gimbal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. A gimbal stick?
I
got a brand new one of them sitting in the case that I haven't even charged yet to figure out how to use it, because they are wow.
Yeah, well, was y'all seen that? When y'all knew anyway. Me walking and trying to get around is not stable. So I got that gimbal to try to hopefully use it to try to steady up something that I'm trying to
make sure you read the instructions.
Which I gave it to Drake that way he could read them, and that way he can come back and tell me what to do. But that's been 5 days ago. So
hey, I
love my nephews to death, but
I've had my gimbal stick for probably 9 months now.
Yeah.
I opened it up, I looked at it and said, yeah, I got to figure this one out, because there's an awful lot of buttons to learn.
Well, it was, and actually mine is even at the remote control and stuff. And I was fascinated. You hit one button, and it's like, okay, it didn't do anything. So I hit it and held it down a little bit longer, and even without the phone on it, then it started going all this thingamajiggers and stuff.
Yeah.
When you do that, you barely want to touch it. That's how sensitive those are. I had 3 of them. They are.
Yeah.
And I didn't like them.
Well, the one I've got, it actually connects to the camera.
Yeah.
So if you're showing like a view straight out from the camera, like Mel and Gary do when they're walking and talking,
yeah,
they can just push a button and it changes the camera view to show what's in front of them. And then they can push the button and it automatically changes the camera view back to them.
Yeah.
Mine does that.
Yeah, and it will actually, you can walk around, it'll follow you wherever you want to go.
Oh, I've got a special camera for that. It sits on a tripod.
Right.
And all I have to do when I get ready to start a video is hold my hand up like the hell sign.
It's the same way.
The camera says, okay, I'm supposed to follow you now, and I can walk around. As long as I've got a microphone on, everything I say will be heard.
Right.
It's a really cool camera.
Yeah.
But the problem is the cord is only about 4 feet long. That means I have to set it up next to my computer. And I did go out and buy like a really long USB extension cable. I think it's like a 25-foot one. But it still means that I have to have that computer within 25 foot of that camera. So I haven't been using it.
Yeah. Well, see, that's with mine. I don't have to do that. It automatically is the
mine may. I don't know. Mine may. I don't know. I haven't looked at the directions on it. I haven't read anything about it. I haven't done nothing. It's the first thing you gotta do is plug it in and charge it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not ready to use it. I'm not plugging it in.
Yeah. That's why I didn't like that the one with the GoPro that I give Mike and Lissa.
Right.
It's supposed to follow you, and I don't know if they have it set up to where it follows them. But when I had it set up to follow me, it would do it and then stop.
Right.
My drone was that way. My drone has a follow me. And I put my drone into the air and I said, follow me. And I walked away from it and it never even turned.
Yep.
And I was like, you're not following me.
Well,
Why aren't you following me?
friend of
And I went
Yeah.
through other directions and stuff on how follow me works and all that stuff. You don't have to do any hand signals or any of that stuff. You just hit the follow me button because you're the person in the frame and it's supposed to turn and follow you. And if you're
Yeah.
walking away, it's supposed to fly behind you or it can fly in front of you. It didn't do anything. It just stayed hovering in the air and facing the same direction. And I'm like, okay, I really got to learn this one. I don't know.
Well, I know a guy, he had one too, and he was on his four-wheeler and it followed him great. But whenever he stopped, it kept on going. And he lost.
I actually just learned. I learned today that our government is going to shut down DJI drones.
Yeah. Yeah,
They are too powerful to be used by civilian population.
That's what they're saying.
Yep.
Which
And
it's actually to me, it's kind of scary.
It is. Well, a DJI drone, they say, can fly up to 2.5 miles from where the remote control is.
Right.
As long as you're watching it on your screen and you know where the camera is pointing at, you can always say, okay, home, and it'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying, okay, well, what if that's an enemy combatant that has a DJI drone? They can fly it over top of us where our military assets are and be able to record what's going on. And then just hit the home button and bring it back. And we can't follow that drone to find out where it came from or where it's going back to.
Well, they have technology that they can see everything that drone sees.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And can shut it down.
They can cut the feed and take over controls if they really wanted to. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Our government has a lot of stuff they don't talk about.
Yeah.
Well, that's like all the drones that come off of like Temu and all that. You can't tell me that the Chinese don't have some kind of control of that, because that's where they all come from.
Mine actually wasn't from Temu. I paid a lot of money. I paid like $900 for mine.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's one of those things, you know. I mean, I had cheap drones. Actually, I've got one for sale. It's on Facebook Marketplace right now, and it's a Mambo drone. The first one I had of the Mambo drone, I was flying it around. We lived in a house trailer at the time before we bought this house. And I was flying it around the house trailer because I thought Leo was in bed, you know. I was just like, okay, well, I got up early in the morning and I'm flying it around the house and stuff and just getting used to the controls and checking out the video and all that stuff. And it was working great until she stepped out of the laundry room and it was right at eye level. She freaked out. I freaked out. I hit the fast forward button to get it out from in front of her face and then hit the land button and it just landed. It was like, it's not going back to where it started or nothing. And when it landed, I had a bunch of papers on our coffee table that were like business papers and stuff. And to the day we moved, we still did not find all the paper that was on top of that table. I have no idea where they ended up. But she told me you can't fly that again unless you take it outside. And I was like, all right, great. I'm going to take it outside. So I did. You know, behind our trailer, there was a big red barn. And they said, well, you can fly up to 35 feet high. Yeah. I was probably maybe 15 to 20 feet above my head with it. And just checking out the camera views on my phone with it and whatnot. Yeah. And a gust of wind came over top of my trailer, went underneath it, picked it up, and threw it over top of that red barn and then out to the field out back. And I had like 15 friends that showed up, and we're all out there, and we're walking that field. I'm like, well, if it's got any power left, I should at least be able to start the propellers, and you'll hear it. Yeah, no, nothing. Well, I lost that drone as fast as I bought it.
Yeah,
but I bought it.
I had one too, and I let my ex's son take it up in front of the house and fly it up. Luckily, it was at night, and about the time they got up to the rooftops, right, and Bluefield, with the way that wind blows through Bluefield, West Virginia, and Virginia, it just kept on going, But luckily, I said, well, you lost it. You go find it. And since it was at night, in a guy's pine tree about a 3/4 of a mile away, it was in the top of the pine tree and sitting there going.
Okay, so you were like Sizzle over there, the Michigan Life above the 45th parallel.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the same as what they went through.
Yeah, except for he never found his.
Well, I got over and he went over there and he said, well, I found it. It's in the neighbor's house down there about 2 blocks away. I said, well,
Yeah.
I guess you got to go knock on the door of the people's house that lives there. Well, I don't want to do that. I said, well, you lost it. You get it back.
Well, the thing about a drone is if it gets caught up in branches in a tree, you know, remember the old days where if you wanted to like throw a rope over a branch, you just tied a big wrench to it and whipped it over the branch. If you do that to a drone, you just destroyed the drone because they're such cheap plastic.
Yeah.
And if the propellers are spinning and that wrench hits it, yeah, you got to buy all new propellers, and most of them aren't really replaceable.
Yeah.
When I lost my first one, I went out and I bought another Mambo. The one I got is a Mambo Patriot, but it uses the same batteries. So I bought it, and then I ended up with like a $900 drone that I bought, and I never even took this one out of the box. I did check to make sure that I can charge the batteries and that the batteries work in it. Other than that, I have no interest in it. I've already lost the first one. Why do I want to lose another one?
Yeah.
Although I did reach out and buy what they call the tile.
Yeah.
I don't remember who makes the tile, but they have this thing called the tile, and you can connect it to your keys. You can connect it to you can tape it to the bottom of your car or whatever, and you'll be able to find it by GPS.
Yeah.
And you can look it up on your phone, and it'll give you the direction. It'll even tell you when you get close. So on the second one, I bought the tile thinking I'll just super glue this thing to the drone. So if I lose it again, at least I'll know where it's at.
Yeah.
Well, the tile's not a rechargeable thing, and it's been sitting in the drawer for 6 years or more.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry I haven't got to say hello to the folks in chat, but glad you're here. Love you. Good to see you.
We have Frugal Dub and we have Melva and Donnie, I believe, still here.
Yeah.
No. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. They pop in and they pop out. Well, I was just watching a video today where I was laughing where they were saying that it's really hard to find anything to watch on Saturdays.
It is.
All week long, you can find people on YouTube and you can figure out what you're doing. But on Saturdays, it's a really hard day because most people don't do anything on Saturdays. That's why I pick Saturdays.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
and I think I got a couple of videos I want to get put out, and I think I'm going to post them on Saturdays, about 12 or 1 o'clock, for that reason.
Saturdays in the mornings and afternoons, there is nothing going on. Nothing.
The people I follow, not until about 4 o'clock. Then 4 o'clock, there's somebody from 4 o'clock, then 5 o'clock. And I've said it wrong. No, it starts at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then you come on at 7.
Yeah, after us, like 8C, which is 2 hours later, is Gillum Farms, Johnny.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of his auction videos, and I'll tell you what, I wish I was in his area for some of them.
Oh, I do too. Oh, they are.
Oh, I've watched those trailers go so cheap. If I go to my local farm store, or I don't want to say Lowe's because Lowe's is expensive, but if I went to like Tractor Supply,
right,
and I wanted to buy a really nice utility trailer, that utility trailer is going to cost me the minimum of about probably $2,300.
Well,
they're selling them at those auctions for $600, $700 a piece.
Yeah. Well, y'all seen that one I got, and it came from Tractor Supply, and that was a $1,700 at the time trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still the same now.
Yeah.
Oh, they've gone up a little bit because the price of steel went up.
Yeah.
Harbor Freight had one where you could fold it up, lean it up against the wall, but the problem was it was too small for what I need.
Yeah, but you can only put like 800 pounds on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't put any heavy weight.
I've got a 7x13 enclosed trailer, but my problem is now it's no longer a trailer; it's a storage unit.
Right. And well, actually, my neighbor has a 7 by, I think it's a 7 by 14 foot enclosed trailer, and he mentioned the other day that he's thinking about getting rid of it. It's double axle.
And 17-foot double axle. Most times it's 20 foot or more for double.
Right, but it's a really good trailer, and I've been thinking about it because I was going to give this camper to Amy and Chris, but a tree busted out the entire back end of it, and the entire back end, everything's rotted off now. But I said, well, I can get his enclosed trailer, frame it out for what I would really want to be, and 14-foot would be perfect for me because that trailer, that 26 foot was just way too big.
Right.
But I can use everything off of it to build my own trailer the way I want it to be.
For me, our trailer is an 18-foot or camping trailer.
Yeah.
It's got a dinette, it's got a bed, it's got a little kitchen set, it's got a bathroom, and it's got a big closet on the end. A little bit of storage, but not a whole lot. And it was $20,000.
Yeah.
Brand new. And of course, me with my 0-turn mower, the outside trimmer on the front of it is not attached. One corner is not attached anymore. I gotta go in and fix it in the spring. Because last time I mowed the lawn, I kind of hit it a little bit, and I tried to back the tractor up to bend it back to where it belonged, and that didn't work because it didn't put the screws back in. Yeah. And those holes pretty much need to be filled with epoxy in order to stay in.
Yeah.
But it's like that trailer is so small. When Leah and I go camping, if she's sitting down, I can walk from the bathroom to the bed. If she's standing up, I'm done. I have to sit down and wait till she gets done doing what she's doing. Even if she's cooking eggs at the stove, I can't get up and walk past her.
Right.
It's too small.
That's why I want a Class A.
Yeah, well, I was looking at this new one they got over here to Hartley Automotive. I forget the name of it, but where the dinette is, the dinette's actually part of a tip out.
A slide out,
yeah. Yeah, it slides out from the rest of the camper so it doesn't close up your walking space. That I think would be awesome, but I think the price of it would probably be about $35,000.
You can find it for like 10 grand used, but
used. Camper World actually had some pretty nice used ones.
Yeah. I checked the ones I'd seen up in Cicero. The only problem with Camping World, they rip you off.
Yeah, they do. They do. But
they don't do the maintenance on the campers before they sell them.
Nope.
And if you want maintenance done on it after you buy it, they'll charge you an awful outrageous rate.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what around here, this time of year is the perfect time to buy a camper. If somebody wants a camper or a motorhome, because you can buy a small motorhome down here right now during the off season. It's only like 2 to 3 years old. You can buy it for less than $4,000.
Really?
Yeah, and it's in great shape. It's just you'd have to go in and go through the plumbing system, flush all that out, and do the maintenance because they don't know how to do it around here. But it's only
that's typical.
Yeah.
Troy, I was actually looking at Kentucky land right behind your area. It was right on the backside of West Virginia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. $500 an acre.
Well, I sent y'all what the realtor thing of what I'm looking at right now.
Yep.
We're at the 15 acres, and what they're asking for it, I know I can get it a lot cheaper. So, but after the first year, because the realtor, I was in Iraq with her husband, and they're in Kentucky right now until after the first year. So I sent her a message and said, "Hey, when you get back, I'm interested in this." So
I was actually looking at houses in Kentucky too, and there's some that are pretty reasonably priced with acreage. You know,
yeah,
not a lot of acreage. Most of them were, I think, 2 acre lots.
right.
One of them that was really nice was only a 1 acre lot, but I'm living on 0.59, so a 1 acre lot for that price was phenomenal, and it was a nice house. It was
Yeah.
moving ready. You
Yeah.
know,
I'm curious what was over there. What was it going for? Because I'm actually on the opposite side of the state.
right?
I'm 3 hours away from Kentucky. So
Yeah, there were houses in Kentucky. Most of them were averaging about 110,000 or less.
okay,
The one I was looking at was like 75,000, move-in ready
right.
on 1 acre. And it was a nice house,
Yeah,
and it actually had outbuildings and stuff with it too. So you're not just buying the house.
right.
It had like a 2 car garage and a barn and a chicken coop. So
Well,
on 1 acre of land, that's a lot. That's a lot for 100 grand.
well, what I was looking at, it's they're asking 135 grand for it. It has a house, a barn, well, a house and a barn and 3 other outbuildings, and it actually on the back side of the 15 acres. Actually, there's a single wide trailer on the back of it, which there again, there's water, electricity already ran to it,
Right?
and with the creek running right through it. So uh,
That's kind of what I've been.
I'm looking at it for the land and just ripping everything down. And
I'm actually looking at they had one in Kentucky that was like 219,000,
right,
which I'll never buy, but 219,000. It had a small cabin on the front of the property, and then you go farther back onto the property, and it actually had another house back there. Needs some, it needs to be renovated, of course.
right,
But you could for what your land payment would be, you could rent the cabin in the front out.
right, yeah.
It's a
Well,
seasonal rental,
I
and
was
there was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing wrong with it.
I was looking at what the monthly payments would be on it on average, and which was just a little bit over $500 a month
Yeah.
for the property, and that includes insurance and taxes.
Well, that's the thing with Kentucky. Taxes are super cheap. Where I'm at right now, I'm paying, I think it's $6,500 a year just in land and school taxes.
Right. Yeah.
In Kentucky, that was like $500.
Yeah. Well, it's like here I'm paying $700 a month just in rent, and then paying insurance and stuff on top of that.
Right.
It would be crazy not for me to look at something in like that, and even though the back end of the trailer is leaking, pull it out there and make do with what I can for about a year or so until I can get something, a permanent structure. And actually, I've been looking at one of the Amish log places, and it's not that it wouldn't hurt me bad. It would. I'd still be on my VA disability. I'd still be able to afford everything.
Yeah. Well, my thinking is this. Like my original plan with Arkansas was I designed a house. I was going to build the house. It was a 24 by 48. Not a huge house, but plenty big enough. I actually sent the plans to Gary Skuse and said, Gary, maybe you might want to look at building something like this because there's room to add an extra bedroom to the front of it.
Right.
My bedroom was going to be 15 by 15. It had a pantry. It had a really nice bathroom. It had a laundry space. It had a really nice kitchen. It had a living room area and a little bit of an office space in the front. You still had room to add that second bedroom in the front if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And he came back and he says, no, I got something being designed. And I was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
This one's already designed.
Right. Well, here in this county too, anything over 7 acres, I can get a homestead grant.
Really? Okay.
As long as I can do, you have to. There's a lot to it. You have to give a outlook of what you want to do to it, and if you got 3 animals on it,
I'm going to buy chickens.
It qualifies as a homestead grant.
Yeah, I'm going to buy chickens. I'm a homestead.
Yeah, exactly. So
I can't do that where I'm at, but I got chickens. I got a ton of them.
And I know the property and everything. And talking to the lady, I'm sure that I can get that property for just under $100,000, and then use the homestead. It's what I'm looking at.
Right.
How long's it been on the market?
Yeah, it has been on the market for a long time. It's probably been on the market for at least 9 to 11 years.
Oh man!
So
you can get it down. You can get it down. That seller wants to sell.
$80,000. That's what I'd tell them.
Yep. And what Greg?
Financing.
Yep. Greg, did you see the video I sent you of that property?
Yeah. It's not a bad property.
It's beautiful property.
Yeah.
And actually, I was a little late coming on because a buddy of mine who is an over the road trucker, him and his girlfriend, they're out west somewhere right now. And he said, Troy, we've been talking about this for years. If you can find that, he said, I will front you what money you need to do. The only thing I ask is enough space to park my truck and a little camp and a little shed.
Yeah.
And
nothing wrong with that.
No. And this is a guy I've known for 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
It's not like somebody's coming up and say, hey, I'll do this. The fish camp I had down there in Whipple up until that they tried to 9 times the property taxes. He was part of that. So
I look at properties that have more than one building because my brother is older than I am.
Yeah.
And if I were to move out of New York State, I'm not doing it right now because my mom's 90 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But if I move out of New York State, I'm looking at property that would be like, okay, if I were to move, could I give him a place to temporarily stay? So he could come visit or whatever, maybe bring the grandkids over, my nieces, nephews or whatever, and hang out.
Right.
A rental property would be great, but if you do it as a bed and breakfast type setup, you can regulate. Okay, well, I need to have these months available because that's when he's going to be coming in,
right?
And make it available for him, and then have it available for anybody else all the rest of the time, and that pays the mortgage.
Well, see, here's the thing about it. Y'all know what? Everything I have is going to go to the 3 nephews, and so actually set it up for them for the long run. Do things, and where it's at on that creek bed and everything, there's possibilities of making money just from the creek bed because the fishing and stuff is there. There's a lot of possibilities, and everything goes through my mind that the possible uses.
There's always possibilities.
Yeah,
I was looking at land up in Governor, New York. Greg's familiar with the area.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at a lot of land in Governor, New York, and I was going to get it for about $350 an acre. And I thought about it and said, I got together with both my brothers and I says, hey, let's start 3D Enterprises LLC. Let's go buy this land. It was about 20 acres. And they were like, what do you want to do with it? And I said, a 40 trailer park. Everybody buys a half an acre of land, and this is what we charge them for half acre with water, sewer, electric, and a road.
Right. Yeah.
There's
people here that does that.
You put in your own pad for whatever size trailer you're going to put on your half acre of land. You know, if you want a double wide, put in a pad for a double wide or whatever.
Yep.
But that was my goal. And they were like, the better bet would be to rent the property out. And I was like, yeah, it would be, but that makes us responsible for building those pads, and they aren't cheap.
No.
Especially out there in Governor. If you want to have a double wide cement pad put in, you're probably going to lose 6 months worth of rent. Yeah, you're going to lose 6 months worth of rent automatically right off the top.
Yep, yeah. $7 grand. $7
grand. Yeah.
And that's the thing about that. What's good about that property out there? There's already 2 wells on the property, where the house was, and the single wide trailer in the back, at the back of the 15 acres. There's already electricity and everything run there, and it's
another home site.
Yes, which is where I would go, and where the old house and everything on the front side, tear it down, salvage all the material that could be salvaged.
Right.
And
how old was the house, though? Because there's not a lot of salvage material if it's really old. If it's the age of mine,
well, actually, the house, it was a cinder block house. And, of course, I was born in 1971, and the house was there when I was born. Metal roof and all that, and all the outbuildings. And it had, the entire property hasn't been took care of in, I'm guessing, at least 20, 25 years.
And nobody lives there now?
No.
It's vacant.
It's, yeah.
As long as
it was rented out one time, and actually, I think the people, the crackheads that lived there, and they actually ran into the corner of the house and the corner of the building. So the house is not.
Yeah.
It's not sizable, but it's cinder block is not sizable. But there's enough things in it that I could.
Yeah.
Scavenge to use all the tin and everything.
That would make a good spot for his truck.
Yeah.
For your friend's truck. Knock the house down and whatever else is right there.
Yeah, well, and he's got water, sewer, and electric for his camper.
Yeah.
Well, right there, you got the 3-bedroom house, a 2-story single car garage, and there's 3 other wooden structures right there, and that can all be took out and salvage what could. And
see, that's the thing with like an old cinder block house. It's not like today's cement block house.
No.
Right.
and actually, you can a lot of those cinder blocks could be salvaged.
Yeah.
Because they are the real cinder blocks.
Yeah, but a cinder block is not the same as today's cement block. You know what I'm saying? They're brittle. If you try to break it apart one by one, you're probably going to break 3 to get 1 saved.
Well, but still, yet that's 1 saved that I wouldn't have to buy.
Yeah, to find out what you're going to use it for. I wouldn't put any weight on it.
Or if you do somebody
and then you can come in and actually put a bag of quickcrete in the center and make it a solid block.
Yeah, if you core fill it, then it wouldn't be so bad because then it's not going to collapse.
Exactly.
And that's the thing with the old ones; they never core filled.
Right.
You know, you can put the old ones if the cinder block house isn't all broken apart or whatever. You could remove like the sill plate all the way around the house, tear everything above it off. You can go in and you can fill that with like perlite or vermiculite.
Yeah.
And then put a cap of cement on top of it, or add a cap block to it.
Right.
And then it's not going to collapse, and now it's an insulated block. So they're not too bad.
Yeah.
They're not very strong.
No, they're not. That's why we would actually used to put rebar down in between the blocks, and then pour cement into it.
That's part of the core fill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that just by what I've seen.
For the price of it, it's not that bad. I mean, it is expensive for around here, what they're asking for it. But I think
how many
I can
acres
get it down,
again?
and I can salvage. I can make up a difference.
How many acres again?
15.
And 130 is what they want?
Yeah.
And you already got water, sewer, electric in 2 different places?
2 different places, yeah.
And that's probably what they're looking at. I'd offer them, tell the realtor, hey, I'll give them 80 grand for it.
I'm thinking 75 to 85 grand is what I'm going to offer for it.
Yeah.
Well, think about it this way.
Or around here. That would be reasonable.
Yeah.
Well, think about it this way. Electric to a property is $10,000 given.
Depends on how many poles it takes to get it where you want to go.
That's what I'm saying. That's just a given base price. And then you got your water anymore. That's $7,000 to $10,000. A sewer
around here, a well is running right around 20 grand.
Yeah. And then you got your septic.
Yeah.
As long as that septic's still acceptable, you're looking at 20 grand just for a septic system. You know. So if you had all that up between just those 3, plus you already got like dedicated driveways and stuff, and a roadway possibly going between the 2 of them, that's another 10 grand that you could add to it. So I would go low. I would say 70, 75.
Yeah.
They'll probably take it because it's been on the market so long.
Well, and actually the realtor that has it, her dad grew up. I was probably about 12 or 13 years old before I realized that her dad was not part of my family. and her husband, I spent one tour in Iraq with her husband, and I already talked to her once, and I was like, well, I want to go look at it, but I want him to come look at it with me because we haven't seen each other since Iraq in 2005.
Now, Troy, let me ask you this. When you looked at it once with the lady, did she say the house was livable?
I have not. She has talked to my niece, actually, and she said the house is not livable. All right.
Okay.
I've known that. I've known the property since I was a real little kid. I know what the property is capable of doing.
Right.
But
what I'm saying is
it has all been grown up for the last 25, 30 years.
Right. But what I'm saying is if they're saying the house is livable, and that's why they're asking 100 even the mobile home that's on there. I know, but I'm just saying if they are saying that, and that's why they're asking that, you could say, okay, you know what? I'll give you 75 grand and waive an inspection, a home inspection.
Right.
You take the 75 grand. I'll take it as is right now. No questions asked. Here's the money,
I might even go lower and say,
what I'm doing, Greg. That's
okay. Yeah.
I might even go lower. I might even go lower and say, let me give you 60 grand. No inspections needed.
I could do that because I know since I was a little kid in the 1970s that where the house itself is, it is actually flooded twice.
Yeah. So I would go low on that one. I would go 60.
So they're getting that. I got to look at. All right, how's the insurance going to look at it? It's the house and stuff is in a flood plan, but the trailer in the back is it?
You can build new ones still
out of the flood plane.
Yeah,
right.
But you could build something new on the front that would be on stilts.
I
thought about that too.
Yeah, but then what happens when you get to the point where if you decide to live in that, where you get to the point you can't go up and down those stairs.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
You're right, but they don't look at the foundation of the house. They look at the land itself. Is the dirt in the floodplain?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what the insurance goes by.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. If you knock the everything down on the very front and you build everything up on higher up, then the insurance company will say, okay, we'll cover you because you've taken the steps by surrendering this area to nothing being put there.
Right.
You know, and you moved it up in a higher elevation.
Well, see, that's where I have to come down. I got to go up, get my niece to go up here to the county seat up there and bring the plat down, and where I can sit down and draw out on the plat where I want to do what I want to do.
You don't even have to do that. It's you can go on your county's website and look at the property. What do they call that? It's like a site plan.
Topographical map.
Yes,
right.
That's
it. Greg, I'm with you 100%, but you got to remember where I live at.
I know, but every state has it.
You're so much higher than the area down the road from you right now. That your backyard might flood, but your house, what you're in, isn't.
But still, if I'd go to
buy, it'd be the same thing with that.
I have to buy flood insurance because the backyard, even though it's not used, is in the floodplain.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can refuse you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why.
That's why I'm saying if you buy this property and you take everything that where the house is, you take everything there down and nothing goes there, and you build everything up, the flood insurance might say, okay, all right, you made every step you can to get it out of the flood zone.
Right.
We're gonna cover you.
Yep. That's why I said I have to get the basically topographical map of there and show what I want to do to the property.
But that's what I'm saying. I know maybe your county don't have it, but most counties have them.
Yeah.
You go on their website and look up the address, and they show you. I'll bet you I can get it with no problem.
You're probably good, but actually,
I don't want to, but wait,
yeah.
What's the address there, Troy?
Oh crap! I don't know. I'd have to look it back up.
All right. Text me the address, and if I can find it and get it, I'll email it or I'll text it to you.
Okay.
Greg wanted that address, and he wanted it now.
Y'all actually probably get it quicker than I would, because all the people coming in and buying all the property around here is from New York.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get out of here.
Bending over backwards, and that's why the property value is starting to go up in this county.
That's what I'm saying. Don't wait around for it. You need to do it now, because then if she says, well, I have 4 other people interested, now you're into a bidding war.
Right.
Yeah.
And you won't get it for less than what they want.
Right.
No, actually, it'll probably be 20% more.
Yeah.
Right. But there again, that's why I'm hoping. That's why I'm hoping the realtor, since I know her and her husband and the family, they might help me out a little bit, but not much,
it's not
much
her.
Because that's how she makes her money.
Yeah, but it's not up to her. It's up to whoever owns the land.
Right.
I was actually looking at that property David has for sale over there, next to Pops, the 4-acre lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad looking lot. But the question is, do you like your neighbors?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's a lot of people, they've been trying to get me to come out there and buy a property, but I cannot leave.
Well, I know what he paid or roughly what he paid for that 10-acre park. And it was right around probably $35,000. And that 4-acre plot, I'm pretty sure it's going to be right around $20,000,
Yeah.
15,000 maybe. That's an awful lot of money for that little bit of land.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember there too. I'm not siding with anybody. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
by what everybody has spoken about, the property value has gone up a lot there.
It's gone up. It's gone up tremendous. From what I looked at first, oh my God.
Well,
I have the phone number for their real estate agent. And he was supposed to call me when the next plot of property came up for sale. He never has, but he sold like, I think it's 16 properties since then. And every one of them has gone up in price compared to what they would have been if I would have bought back when I first thought about it.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you how it is in the South, down South and, like that way. If you're not there in money in hand, you ain't getting nothing.
Right. Yeah.
You got to be there and money in hand.
Right.
Well, you can do it with finance.
Yeah.
You can do it with finance because your finance is expensive.
Yeah. If I have not seen a property in all 4 seasons, I really don't. I'm leery of it.
I think if we ever move again, it's either going to be back to South Carolina or North Carolina.
Right.
I've been looking at South Carolina. I was in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Their winter is nothing more than just a couple cold nights with a little bit of ice. They roll up all the sidewalks and roll down all the bars on the windows. But other than that, that was a beautiful area.
What part of South Carolina was you in?
Columbia, right in the heart of Columbia.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fort Jackson. Yeah, I'm sorry too because I would rather be closer to the western side of South Carolina.
The captain, when I was with the Western National Guard when we spent in Iraq, he is now the commanding officer of Fort Jackson.
Really?
Yeah. And of course, I lived for years down there in South Carolina. I started off when I got back from Iraq. I was a park ranger or assistant park ranger at Hunting Island State Park, which is right next to Hilton Head Island.
Yep.
A little semi-tropical island out there in Beaufort County.
Right.
But then I took a job up with the South Carolina State Park, and actually I was the assistant what they call assistant foreman for the entire heavy maintenance for the South Carolina State Park Service, which we had every state park in the entire state. So I got to know South Carolina really well.
I think if I were to do South Carolina, I would want to shoot more towards western South Carolina because where I was at was right dead center.
Yeah,
and it was a great area. Don't get me wrong. Like I say, they when their winter set in, you might get a little bit of ice on the sidewalks or whatever now and then, but it wasn't snow and all that stuff. It was just a little bit of ice or whatever. And they'd shut down they'd roll up the sidewalks. You weren't allowed to walk down the sidewalks. Even at the Army base, you weren't allowed to walk down sidewalks. Yeah. And all the stores would close and they'd roll down all their metal gates and everything to shut the place down because it was a pretty rough area. So I wouldn't want to be in Charleston area, but anything west of Charleston, that's all a beautiful area, you know?
Well, you know the difference between Columbia, South Carolina, and Hell?
No.
There isn't one.
Columbia is all paved.
Oh,
and
pretty much.
The heat during the summertime
is hot.
115, 120 degrees is not uncommon for that area.
No, it's not.
And
freezing temperatures were.
Oh yeah,
Because it takes a long time for the pavement to get cold.
I was living in Aiken, South Carolina, right across the border, the river from Augusta, Georgia, back in, oh shoot, I forget what, 2013, 2014, somewhere in there.
Did you smell the swamp water?
And what? No, in Atlanta, Georgia, that's where what's that weather service?
Oh, the Weather Channel.
Yeah, the Weather Channel. That's where they were. They said, "Oh, it's going to be good." We were frozen. I was frozen in my apartment for 2 weeks. Couldn't get out. No electricity, and there was at least 6 inches of ice on all the highways.
Oh.
And there in Atlanta, there was people stranded for a week to 2 weeks trying to get through there. And where the sound barriers were on the interstate, the people that lived there, they actually got ladders out and put ladders up to cross over the sound barriers and put ladders on the other side, and actually would go over to help give food and water or anything. And if they could, they would bring them off and bring them to their house because they were stranded there for over a week at a time.
Yeah, like I say, I want to go Western. You know, if I do it, I want to go Western.
Yeah. Go up there to go up to what's
I forget what town in Western South Carolina I was looking at where the price is reasonable.
Spartanburg and up that area. That would be great.
Yeah, because they don't get the freezing ice. They don't have to worry about all the hurricanes.
No,
you know, because you got the road breakers going on in there too. So
yeah,
if you got like really bad weather coming off of the ocean,
yeah,
you got the land breakers and the ocean and the road breakers that would say it ain't going to get over to here.
Yeah, I would go up
there. You're just far enough west to be like almost considered southwest, I guess.
Yeah, I was up there working. And over the state parks that was there on the western side, even all the way down to Georgia. And I was there working, and of course, I'm not known for holding my tongue very much. And the state park coordinator was up there, and we was building a scenic overlook over the largest waterfall in South Carolina. And actually, we had to rappel off the rock face and drill holes into the side of the rock face to make the foundation. And the state park coordinator here, he was up there, and he's like, "What? How do you like the mountains?" I said, me being from West Virginia, smart ass, like, "Well, it's pretty good for foothills, but and yeah, my career went downhill straight from there."
Well, sorry, I'll tell you when I was down there and I went to boot camp in South Carolina, and I did my AIT in South Carolina, and we had a week and a half of bivouac, and the company commander came out and he says, "I got good news and I got bad news." And I was like, "Well, give us the bad news first, sir." And he says, "Well, the bad news is if your rucksack isn't 3/4 wet, we aren't giving you a dry one." I said, "Well, how mine ain't? Okay, what's the good news, sir?" And he says, "Well, the good news is we're going to stay out for an additional 3 days." And I was like, "Yeah, right on, sir." And everybody's freaking out. And I was like, "Hey, I'm from New York. We're talking like middle of February.
Yeah.
I'm not going camping in New York in the middle of February." And it was 65, 70 degrees during the daytime. It was only the nighttime that got cold.
I have to give it to South Carolina. Of course, you know, when I moved down there, I just got back from Iraq with the West Virginia National Guard. We'd been back like 2 weeks when I got that job down at the state park, and my end of tour was up, so I just got out. And since I moved to South Carolina, I said, "Well, I'm not done yet," so I joined the South Carolina National Guard while I was down there. And I tell you what, it was some of the best training that I ever seen from the National Guard. We'd go to it was right next. My guard unit was out from right next to Myrtle Beach, because that's the only place that they had a scout platoon.
Yep.
And we'd show up there on Friday, which was a 3-hour drive for me to get up there. And we got there on a Friday midday, and Friday evening, they would show up in Black Hawk helicopters and pick us up and would take us wherever to do in the field training. It might be in the mountains. It might be down on another semi-tropical island, which is where I lived at.
All right.
And which we did that a couple of times. It's like, well, we're going to do this training. Here's a map of what it is. It's a state park. I know it from the back of my hand. So
I have a cousin. I have a cousin that lives like probably 12 miles from Camp Lejeune.
Okay.
When that last big tornado hurricane came through,
yeah,
his house got pretty much wiped. It ripped his roof off and destroyed his whole front wall. And he was like, "What do we do now?" And the National Guard from South Carolina and North Carolina came in and rebuilt the whole front of his house wall,
right?
To make it so they at least had the wall there. And it was all new wood, and it was free of charge. They went in, they rebuilt the whole front wall, and then they put a temporary roof on the house and said, "You're going to have to pay for the roof yourself." And he's like, "Well, that's what the insurance is for."
Right.
Because he was in an area because it was close to the water level.
Right.
And the insurance company said, "Well, we'll do the roof for this much money," and it turned out to be almost twice the price.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, how am I supposed to do that?" And he's like, they were like, "Figure it out." And he reached back out to the Army Corps of Engineers and he says, "Look, these guys are only going to give me this much money to put a roof on my house. It barely covers the cost of the materials, but it doesn't cover any cost of the labor. What can I do?" And the Army Corps of Engineers sent their crew over and they put the new rafters up and they put all the sub onto it. And all he had to do was hire a contractor to come in and re-shingle.
Right. Well, see, that's how. See, with West Virginia is weird because the National Guard here in the state is divided in half. The northern part of the state is officially West Virginia National Guard.
Right.
The southern part of the state down here where I'm at, we are West Virginia National Guard, but we are attached to North Carolina National Guard, the 30th Brigade, which when we got activated, who is attached to the 1st Infantry Division. So when I got out, I spent a tour in Iraq with them, and then I volunteered to actually stay over there for another tour with the 1st Infantry Division because I wasn't ready to come home. There was personal things going on. And then when I got back, of course, I got out, and then I joined the South Carolina National Guard, who was actually attached to the 30th Brigade, South Carolina National Guard, and the 1st Infantry Division. So I done another tour in Iraq under them. So but
I don't know about you, but I found that when I left and I was in Fort Jackson for a long time. I did my basic and my AIT there.
I like Fort Jackson.
I loved it because I was in what was called New Hollywood. They were brand new barracks.
Yeah.
We were the first ones to use them. But when I got back home, everybody that I knew or grew up with was doing the exact same thing as they were doing when I left. And I couldn't handle it. I was like, okay, I'm not staying. I went back to my parents' house and I was like, I'm loading up the car and I'm going for a road trip. And they're like, where are you going? And I says, well, I have a girl that I've been chasing around in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. I want to go check out, see what she's got going on.
And
so I went went over to find out that she got back together with her fiance that she broke up with when she was in. And then that didn't work out. So I went from there down into Cumberland, Kentucky. There was a guy named Fred Stilt, and his father owned a sign business down there.
Yeah.
And we painted signs in the military. So he's like, well, if you want a job, come down and visit with us. So I went down and visited with them for a while. And that worked out for pretty good. I made a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I gotta go to Texas. There was a girl in my unit that was super hot, and she lived in Texas. I'm going down to Texas, and I'm gonna look her up. And I went down to Texas, and I looked her up, and she was still hot as hell, but she'd met somebody by that point. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm headed back to New York now. And on my way back, I stopped back into Kentucky. And I worked for the sign business for about a week. And a friend of mine up here in New York said, hey, you promised to play guitar at my party on this date for the July 4th weekend. And I was like, yes, I did. He says, are you going to be here? And I says, I'm leaving right now. And I loaded everything back into my car and I drove back to New York. I got to his camp the night before, found a place to park the car, slept in the car. I've been doing that most of my trip anyway. Slept in the car. Got up in the morning, he's like, bringing me a cup of coffee, waking me up. He's going, hey, you made it. And I was like, yeah, I did. And he's like, did you bring your guitar? And I said, yes, I did. And he's like, all right, cool. Well, this is where I want you to set up. And I was like, all right, cool. I went down and I set up for the party. And it turned out to be like everybody I ever played guitar with in my life showed up for that party. And we ended up with a stage that took up half of his yard.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh boy, did I get invited to the right one for this one? Well, after that, I couldn't leave. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna stay here because everything I left was because nothing changed, but everything I want to go after changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
don't want to come back. I don't want to come back to what didn't change, but I also don't want to go after things that aren't going to happen either. So, yeah, I'm good.
I tell you, Cumberland, Kentucky is great. And actually, across the border in Cumberland, Tennessee, all the Cumberland Valley right through there.
Right.
It is so beautiful. And if anybody can ever get the chance to go visit the Kojo Caverns.
Well, they had the sign company.
It is amazing.
The Stilt family.
My aunt and uncle used to live down there. So
the Stilt family had the sign company down there, and it turned out to be that they were doing Cumberland, Kentucky, and Cumberland, Tennessee signs for everybody. So they were like really popular and really busy. And I was hand painting signs. You know what I'm saying? Well, that was awesome for me. I'm not an artist, but boy, if you can put a line on the board, I can follow it.
Right. Yeah.
And they would draw.
I'm sure my aunt and uncle would know who that company is. Of course, I was a kid at that time, and
yeah, his son's name was Fred.
Years old, but I love that area down there.
Actually, Fred Stilt probably runs the sign company today. It was called Stilt Signs.
Yeah.
His son probably runs that today because I'm pretty sure by now his dad's passed away.
Yeah.
He's got to be like the same age as my mom, about 90 if he's still alive.
Yeah. But you never know. People down in that area, they live a little longer than everybody else does.
Yeah, well, because they have moonshine.
For municipal purposes only.
Yes. I have some in my cupboard. It's butterscotch flavored. It smells and tastes like Seagram 7.
And I'm not going to say anything on that one right now. So
hi, Charlene. How you doing? Merry Christmas.
Charlene, I'm sorry, Charlene. I need to, I know you sent me some friend requests on the Facebook, but I need to accept them. And I beg your pardon for not doing it.
Charlene, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told my old boss. I got 2 things for Christmas. I got a shirt and a piece of ass, and both of them were 2 sizes too big.
See, Charlene's up where my family actually originated from, because they came into the country back in the late 1500s. So I would really like to talk to her.
My dad used to have that saying, and I've carried it on because he's not with us anymore.
Yeah.
He had a lot of those good ones. If I could put that into a song, I'd do it.
Oh, that reminds me, David. I need to ask you. I need to get with you, talk to you on a personal chat. I need to do at you. I know you done me one that was a great song, but I need another song. That way,
All
I
right.
could make for it like an intro and stuff. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
I just put this new one out today. It's called "Where the Highway Meets the Home," and it turned out pretty awesome. And all it was just type in one sentence, and then end it with country male tenor.
Yeah.
I didn't even put the word comedy into this one, and it turned out freaking awesome. And I'm like, oh my god, that was too easy.
Yeah. See,
And I was
I'm getting complaints not from YouTube, but from other people because the intro song that I used was actually the intro song off the soundtrack for I think it was the Hatfield McCoy's movie. And everybody's like, "Well, you're gonna get busted for that." And well,
do you know who won that war?
Yeah.
I actually have friends called the Hatfield family.
Oh, really?
And they live on McCoy Road.
In high school, I actually dated a girl that was a Hatfield. And back in the 80s,
some of my best friends,
they had to sign the peace treaty.
Some of my best friends are the Hatfield Trucking Company. Actually, Greg, you might know him. Stuart Hatfield,
Maybe.
out of Homer.
I think don't they do the
They were doing the hot shots for Natrium for a while.
Yeah.
Warehouse.
I think one of them does the moving from the plant to the new warehouse they built.
Yeah. They take turns on that one.
Yeah.
My friend Andy is the one that normally does the one from the plant to the warehouse to the plant to the warehouse.
Yeah.
And I joked with him. I says, I hope you're getting paid for the mile. And he says, no, I'm getting paid by the hour. And I was like, well, thank God.
Yeah.
Our warehouse, Troy, is right across the street.
No kidding.
Yeah, you pull out, you back in. You pull out, you back in. But you'll spend all day doing it.
Yeah.
And they will fill your day from 9 to 5. As long as that truck can back in, they'll fill you up and they'll back you into the other warehouse and unload you. Our new warehouse was a $2 million warehouse, man. It's huge.
Yeah.
I think we can hold 80 truckloads or something like that in there.
I know it's a lot in there.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, I hate to do it, but I got to drop off here.
That's all right. We're supposed to go from 7 to 8. We're 8:30 now.
Yeah.
And like I said, in another half an hour, I believe Johnny from Gillum Homes is coming on after us.
Well, he might.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's still doing it. I'm not sure if he's still doing it.
Going on. Jesse from Lazy Days Ahead. They've been on since 6:30, so they might still be umping.
Well, they got a giveaway going on. That's when they normally stay long.
They do it every other Saturday.
Okay.
But
all right. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
We've been on long enough. We're an hour and a half in, so I'm gonna say let's call it good.
All right. But please pray for them because both Jesse and Lisa, they lost a parent each in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
And actually, oh shoot.
I actually met them at Oklahoma the first time I went there in 23.
Yeah.
Because they had a family emergency.
Another lady that was there, Jan, Simply Jan's Homestead.
Yep.
She is in the hospital right now. I
Really?
think I think she's actually being able to take liquids in her mouth and stuff. So please pray for her.
I didn't know Jan was in there. She's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't hear nothing about that. Thank you.
Yeah. What's her name? What's her name to come and visit me this summer?
Yeah, that one. Brenda.
Freedom Redbird. She's
Yeah, Brenda.
going live tonight, and
Okay.
she's very close to them. She'll know everything going on, and I'll be going on there at try to get an update from her.
All right. What time is she doing hers?
Usually about 10 o'clock.
Okay.
But then she goes on like at 10 o'clock and not get off like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
That'd be 10 o'clock our time?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's been a
All right,
long.
well, guys,
Yep.
everybody have a happy, because we won't be back on. Everybody have a happy New Year.
Yeah, you too.
Oh, yep, you too. Which is my birthday.
It's your birthday?
That's it. Yep.
3 minutes after 12.
We're not going to be live. We're not going to be live for your birthday, but hey, happy birthday.
Yep.
I'm sorry to see. I'm sorry to see you hit 80 years old, Troy. It hurts my heart.
Well, it's good because I feel like I'm 90 sometimes.
Yeah, you act like you're about 102, so you're good.
If you see me walk around, yeah. But Amy Lunar Mountain Homestead, I think they're going live New Year's Eve about 10 o'clock. And I think that Lauren and Joel is also going to be going live New Year's Eve. So look around, check around to see who is going to be going live.
All right, Mama V is going to be live on New Year's Eve at 5C.
Yep, I gotta hit her too.
3 Mississippi will be going live on New Year's Eve at 7C. Pretty and Pooch are going to be going live Full Blown Country at 8C.
I definitely got to hit them. I love them to death.
Actually, we might see DD5 on there too, but I don't think so. I think they changed their date.
Right.
And then we have Mike and Terry from MT Homestead. They're going to be 9C on New Year's Eve. And then we have Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse going on at 9C.
Right.
New Year's Eve. So there's a lot of New Year's Eve action going on. I'm pretty sure they're all going to be there because, and then you got Peter from Old Man King Homestead. He's live almost every night anyway.
Right.
And he's on a 10C.
Yeah. If y'all catch one with me on it, it's my birthday, so I got to represent the New Year's baby. And we're just going to drop it at that.
All right.
Join in and see what you see.
Have a good New Year's Eve. Let's call this one a quits, and we'll see everybody next time.
All right. I love all y'all.
Later.
You're my brothers.
All right. See you later.
All right.
All right.